Don't get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Welcome to Short Film Roundup, the place where three cursed filmmakers review short films.
That's
it.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much exactly it.
Okay. So, we have a bunch of things to go over. Like, if you're a filmmaker, what should you do?
If you're a filmmaker, we have a Google form in the description. You can click on it, and you can submit a film to us.
Yes, and we can do to you what we're about to do to somebody.
That's right.
Yeah, this film.
That's right.
You can submit your film there. You can also watch our other episodes, and if you want, you can even subscribe and like this video.
You can?
And yeah, you can do that.
Wow.
And that way you can keep watching our reviews of short films.
Subscribing is a great idea because you know what? In the time that we've been reviewing short films, I feel like I have become a better filmmaker 1,000 times over.
Definitely.
From just analyzing all these movies to death.
Yeah.
We've
And,
reviewed over 100 films now.
And
Yeah.
you can be a part of that. So do subscribe and check it out. And you might see us being rather horrible and aggressive to the filmmakers we review. But in the end, they all come out saying they enjoyed the experience.
It's fun, man.
We're here to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yes.
With that said, we got a movie to review, right?
Nope.
No?
Nothing's
we
come
don't.
yet.
No, we don't have anything.
Oh.
I guess we'll just wait.
For payment mail?
We'll just twiddle our thumbs.
We should probably time this better.
Like, so that we can line up the episode with the delivery of the
Right.
payment mail.
Right.
I never know when it's coming.
I don't either. But I mean, we should probably try to find a time.
They're always out of nowhere.
Yeah. Hey!
Hey!
Speak of the demon.
Oh. Maybe he just waits until we wait. Until
Maybe
we're
that's it.
here. And then he's just looking down going, hey. What we got today?
Prick! Prick! Yes, that's the name of the movie. Got it. Prick.
Who
I was sent a
submitted,
prick pick.
who submitted this film?
No, who directed this film?
Prick is the name of a movie by Colin Berry.
Now who submitted the film?
I don't know who submitted it.
Oh.
Okay. I just know who made it. Colin Berry's Prick. Let's watch it.
It says submitted by Payman.
Oh, thanks, Payman.
Payman submitted this film?
Huh?
He's messing with
I guess he likes the movie.
Colin, I think we see through your disguise. Payman didn't actually send this, did he? It was you.
I don't know. I'm kind of sketched.
I'm a little sketched too. Well, let's go watch the movie. You can watch the movie too if you happen to not be the filmmaker. You can click on the link in the description and
Watch the movie, come on back, and join us in the fun.
back.
Hey,
We are here to talk about Prick.
here we go.
Mr. Taylor,
Yo.
get us started.
Okay. Prick is a movie about
Wow,
a
that was
murderer, right? Something
Yet
like
another
that.
starts with a quote.
Oh, hey,
Did it?
I didn't even
Yeah,
notice
it
that.
did. Each of us bears his own hell.
Okay.
By
So
virtue.
guilt, right? So he
Guilt.
kills a bunch of people and he feels very guilty about it, and it makes him go crazy. I
end.
think this movie left me very a little bit frustrated. I think definitely I had a hard time piecing a lot of these scenes together. Like a lot of the first chunk of the movie, like the first act where you see him outside the whole time and you see him like committing his murders, was hard for me to link towards the apartment stuff where he has a baby and all that. I don't know, maybe if that's like, this is my second time watching the movie. We watched it twice, or I watched it twice. And I don't know. It isn't until I'm speaking it right now that I'm feeling like, oh, it was his guilt manifesting him in his apartment or something like that.
I feel like I subconsciously got that from it.
Yeah.
That this was his guilt manifesting, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way at all until I saw that quote, which is why I hate quotes at the beginning of movies.
Yeah.
We've gone over this many times that, I mean, I can't think of many films where it's like that really added to the movie.
Yeah.
The quote at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? But what it does do is it gives me a context to go, oh, that's what you're trying to get at. To me, I wouldn't have ever gone to Guilt because the guy's a psychopath. Right? He's a murdering psychopath. Looks like he's killing for sport. Guilt isn't a problem with these sorts. They don't feel.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, so that I guess that's what the whole baby was trying to symbolize, right?
To me, it just looked like it was all hallucinations because he was messing with chemicals in his house. That's what I felt like.
No, I would agree. I would say that what was trying to happen here, I think, was that the baby, when it comes to his doorstep, is
By the
supposed
way,
to be...
that is a very realistic baby.
Right?
Like the prosthetic, that is a good prosthetic baby.
Yeah, look, it even
kudos on that.
It even moves like a real baby. Which
Impressive.
Is really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that an animatronic or CGI puppet?
I think it was actually all three.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do effects.
It really
blend
is. Yeah.
The techniques.
Yeah, blend them.
Yeah.
Practical, digital.
Well
digital.
done.
Yeah, it's a really good Muppet Baby. As we were saying, the baby itself represents. I was trying so hard. Okay, the baby itself, I feel like, represents the guilt that's building up inside of his mind, and this is like his introduction to like empathy or to sympathy.
Yeah.
Why it's here, how it got here.
Is the baby real?
Is the baby real? All that.
No, the baby is animatronic.
No. I mean, in the movie, I know it's an animatronic baby.
Yeah.
But in the movie, is the baby supposed to be real or imagined?
Yes.
Because after he goes off on his run, he has an empty blanket.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's all hallucination.
Yeah.
Which, if it is, then why?
I don't know. To me, this was sort of a disjointed story, very expertly crafted and from a technical side.
Yeah.
But the story itself was disjointed and missing parts. That's what it felt like.
It felt like it was missing parts.
It also felt like we set up one story and finished another.
Yeah, I think
did.
that's my biggest thing. That's why I felt very confused.
The whole
by
setup
that kind of
was,
thing.
hey, look, this guy is a murderer. He likes to go around and stick people with needles and watch them die. The rest of the movie wasn't about that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what made it feel disjointed is we had a once upon a time this, and then we had a whole nother the end.
Yeah. To say some nice things, the cinematography
Some was
is
gorgeous.
really cool. Yeah, I liked a lot of the shots here.
They were really cool shots. I don't think they were good.
Oh, come on,
per
D, I'm
se.
trying to be nice.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm just
Well,
joking.
so they lean a lot on sort of camera techniques that you've seen in many like horror TV shows. The sort of like wobbly low angle following from behind with sort of a vignette around everything.
Yeah.
And they're walking on the street and they're trying to look like this is creepy.
I mean, they're. I don't know. The cinematography felt too stylistic, I guess, is what you would want to call it.
Well, you know what? The stylistic stuff didn't work for me in the beginning, but in the apartment it worked for me because I got the impression that his apartment didn't exist. Like it was in another alternate reality kind of thing, you know?
I felt maybe it's the filmmaker in me, but I feel like the only reason why they shot so many extreme close-ups in his apartment, all these extreme close-ups, is because the apartment is very tiny. So extreme close-ups mean you don't have to show a lot of space. That's all I got from it. I'm like, oh, okay, you're limited by your room, so you're not showing anything. That's what I felt. But of course, that's filmmaker talk.
Yeah, you need to shut up, that filmmaker.
Exactly. Don't pay attention
No
to
one
filmmaking.
wants to hear
The
about
shot
that.
right there. That shot of the man smiling is very creepy.
Is that a man?
Dude,
Is that a woman?
That's a man, yeah.
Well, it's creepy.
That is
a
creepy
That is
shot,
the
yeah.
creepiest shot of this whole movie.
Except they hold on a little too long.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So,
But the first smile is.
But who is
phenomenal.
that, and why are they there? Are they trying to take a baby?
Yeah, I mean, I got the feeling that this was not real because right here, whoever it is,
Yeah, that smile is nuts.
they start to open the door, and then this guy, he just kind of
He
jogs
just
in.
leaves.
That you couldn't understand
He's like,
what happened there. It's like, what happened? He just like left the door open.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I felt like that was all imagined. And I know this whole thing about how what we're trying to do is build up again a sympathetic thread. I think is what's happening, right? We're making the filmmaker is trying to express that this guy's feeling guilty about his murders now, but expressing it through like a monster or a guy who's trying to attack him or something like that. And it just doesn't feel like you said. It feels like we're telling another story.
Yeah. It wasn't a clear connection, I guess.
Yeah. Like I think this would actually make more sense if he like killed a baby first, and then this happened.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought we were going there when he
Yeah.
picked up the knife.
Yeah.
well, I mean that's what it was. I think supposed to do, right? Was.
And he made baby food.
Also, I have I have a problem with that shot.
The needles?
Yeah, just because it also again it feels like there's much more set that we should see, but we're just not seeing it.
Hey, what about when he's walking on the street and he sees like the distorted faces of other people?
Yeah, that's another thing.
That was like, again, it was
That
like,
confused me a lot.
it was cool, but we never got any like that's rad,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
looks awesome. Yeah.
I love that, but I just don't get why.
I was thinking that maybe this is why he's a murderer. So like
Because he has
sees-
no human connection to other
Right.
people. He's a sociopath.
Right, but it's a little. I feel like it's a little bit simplistic.
And it's unkind to sociopaths.
Yes. And they look like monsters, not necessarily faceless.
Right,
you know?
like if I saw that person, I'd want to either run or attack. You know, one of those. I wouldn't.
not
that- is
feel,
that
not
just
feel
a-
nothing, you know.
Just a mask?
No, it's a digital.
That's really...
Replace.
That's actually real.
That's actually just her face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one was...
And then this one felt like it was just a costume.
It also it felt like it was cut in. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't look like it was in the same place.
Right, it doesn't. And then the music was playing right here too, the strange undertones, but they just look like regular people to me. Just wearing hats and masks.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Doesn't look
Doesn't
like
look
anything to me.
The shots of him killing people outdoors are all really cool. This one
That
was
shot's
really cool.
really awesome.
This looks like a book cover.
Yeah.
It does.
I love the clouds back there and the God rays.
And then when we go to the other part of the seaside, right after Slobbery Dog, that guy dies. That was cool. And then he's collecting his needles, so it's like, yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah, like we were going with
Up
something
to this
really
point, I
interesting.
really felt like we're on a journey here.
Yeah.
And then we just left the track, and that was disappointing.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a bit weird. I felt like again, like this was two different movies when this part happened, with this guy who's now wearing a hat.
And he runs at him, and then we just cut outside.
Yeah, was he not wearing a hat before? Because
You didn't see a hat. Maybe he was wearing it, but you couldn't see it in the shot.
Because when I saw that, at first I was like, oh, is that a different person?
Yeah, I thought it was a different person.
The shot looks amazing, obviously, but it doesn't make any sense.
My biggest issue with the whole movie is the ending.
Because you don't like time loop movies.
I don't like time loop, but I also don't know what it really means.
What it represents.
I don't
have
think
no
it's
idea.
necessarily a time loop.
Yeah.
He's being haunted by one of his previous victims. Is all
Yeah.
not necessarily the same moment happening again.
That's true. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense why because we haven't seen that before. We haven't seen him
Yeah.
being haunted before. I mean,
Well, I
maybe
guess all
those are
this
his
is-
victims. Maybe the people who are at his door. And
Maybe
chasing
he
him
killed a
first.
baby before.
I wouldn't
The
say
babies, he didn't really care about the baby. I mean, like,
He cares about the baby.
yeah, like he's feeding it and stuff.
No,
but,
I mean he's protecting
and he's
it right
protecting
now.
it. Yeah.
He actually had a good, like, he was happy.
Yeah.
Like, which I also found really unnatural.
If he
and weird.
killed a baby, he wouldn't be reacting the way he is.
Right.
That's true.
That's what I mean.
And then we get to this bridge only to find out he's lost the baby. I mean, that's Father of the Year. You've been running around with an empty blanket. The baby's cold on the ground somewhere. Better go retrace your tracks, man.
I don't know.
It's hard to give critique and jokes on the same level.
Oh, it's really easy if you try, D.
We should have like a little like light come on when joke happens.
Yeah, we should, like sarcasm light.
Yeah, sarcasm light.
That's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, we should have a laugh
Do that
track.
in movies too.
Laugh track.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Laugh tracks.
To tell you when someone's funny, you know?
Yeah.
When he so he's sort of a creepy looking guy anyway. I thought he was really well cast as a psycho murderer.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. When he sits down on this and wraps this blanket around his shoulders, it so calls to memory the images of Norman Bates
Yeah.
from Psycho with wearing his mother's shawl.
Right.
I've really got a strong Norman Bates vibe off of him.
I do think that's what they were trying to go for with this script, like someone who's very not like sociopathic, you know, he's just not connected with anyone, but at the same time feels that he's better than everyone else.
Yeah, but this character appears to struggle with
no character.
some kind of emotions, right?
Yeah.
That you wouldn't expect from the psycho murderer. Like you would never see Norman Bates.
Yeah.
Well, then again, okay, Norman Bates believed his mother was murdering people and that he needed to protect his mother, right? Even though it was all him. Sorry to spoil that.
Yeah, actually, I've never seen Psycho.
Well, I just spoiled the ending for you.
It's okay.
He believes he's the murderer, right? He knows he's murdering people, and seems to enjoy it. And now he's losing. He's panicking because he feels like he's losing his grasp of reality. I guess.
I guess so. I think maybe he already had a lost grasp of reality, and this time it's going against.
So was he even murdering people? Was that imagined too?
No. See, because the grip on reality is lost when he's walking through the crowd of people, right?
And we're seeing weird
the
faces.
distorted faces, yeah. So like that shows that clearly there's something wrong in his head. But then we go on to personify this kind of guilt trip with the baby and the attackers or attacker or monster or whatever it is. And it feels like we're just saying something else is happening now, and it is.
It's not a journey.
No clarity.
We didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't go from a point A to a real point B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like it was too. I think the idea here was too big of an idea to put in too short of a film.
That's what I mean. It feels like these pieces could all stitch together, but
Yeah.
there's many scenes here that aren't in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like the ones between him putting his needles in and getting the baby, there needs to be like a lot more.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen there for us to follow him, I think. You have anything to say over there, Taylor? You look pretty quiet, man.
Sound was mostly pretty good.
Sounds
in
good.
this.
Yep.
Yeah, I like sound.
The visuals were all very pretty, although not necessarily every shot moved the story along maybe the way you'd want.
Yeah.
But it was nice looking cinematography.
It was great to watch.
The thematic sort of dramatic lighting in the
I like that
in
a
the
lot.
apartment
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if it necessarily fit or not.
The effects and the performances were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the effects were great.
Yeah. So what does this film need? What does this film need to work?
I think it needs what most films need, and that's more of what you're trying to do.
It needs to be more concise.
more
gooder.
I want to say more things explained, but that's not
That's the thing. Like, you don't want to say like, oh, it needs to be clearer. We need to know exactly what's going on.
right,
Like,
because it's not that.
movies aren't necessarily about that.
except
they don't have
films-
to be about that. You know,
Films are about exposition.
not necessarily.
Well,
The things-
except every action and every piece of dialogue either moves a story forward
Right.
or tells us something about a character.
We need more.
But I'm talking about clarity.
Those are exposition.
Yeah, but I also don't think if we want to get there, I don't think that a story needs to be told for a movie to be a movie.
No.
No, but this is meant to be a story movie.
Right,
The
and
intent
that's what I'm
needs to be
saying.
clearer, yeah.
The intent needs to be clear, but I'm not saying it necessarily needs to be like any less like. And now, this is our character who's doing this for this reason
No
alone.
one's saying that, Taylor.
No one's ever said that.
No,
Taylor.
but we're talking about what's the line between being too clear and being
There's a difference there.
Ambiguous with certain
No,
things.
I understand what you're saying, but 2 + 2 versus all the other numbers
Sure.
that we've talked about. I think that's an improper comparison. Like there used to be a term I used to use that I don't use anymore called balance of clarity, and I don't feel like that's the proper term anymore, because I think what it is balance of intent, mostly. You can be super, super, super clear with a movie without being super expositional, without being very explicit. You can be very implicit and still be very clear. So whether it be explicit or implicit, this just needs to be more clear. You know, I'd rather it be implicit, as most movies are, because you communicate via visuals. So implicitly, it needs to be clear.
There you have it. That's good.
That's well said, D.
Yeah.
You guys never agree with me, and now you agree with me.
Yeah, I think you just summed up exactly what this movie needed.
Cool.
You've done it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Questions?
Yes. Why'd you do this?
Why?
I want to know what are we missing, and are we seeing a literal? Is this a manifestation of his guilt coming in on him, or is he hallucinating because he's crazy and maybe influenced by drugs?
I guess I would like to know pretty much the same thing, intent, and what the story was here, and also if this was made for a school project or if you just made this to submit to festivals, or what your purpose for making this was outside of, or did you just make it because you fucking love making movies and you're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna make this movie no matter what. I don't care where it goes.
Yeah.
I want it to go on short film roundup.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Colin
Yeah.
here is a repeat
Yeah.
offender.
Yeah.
What was the other movie?
He made Shadows.
Oh!
I like how you both stopped at the same time.
I like Shadows.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I like
Well-
Shadow. Yeah, Shadows is good.
Colin, you've got some chops, man.
Definitely.
That's funny because
Payman
I
likes
was about to
Colin.
say the same thing I said in the Shadows episode, which
was
is it feels like a movie made by a special effects guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like,
That's why the effects are so good.
and the effects are really good,
The effects are great, yeah.
and the movie feels like a vehicle to carry the effects rather than a story that happens to have effects in it.
Right. Yeah, no, I would agree. I just did the California thing. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, yeah.
More question?
How do you know Payman? 'Cause that's really weird.
How'd you get such a realistic prosthetic baby?
Just write
I
that
guess we
one
already
off
asked all the
forever.
questions that we want.
Yeah.
I want to know who the cinematographer was here.
Payman.
It was
Spencer Gray and David Dunville. Interesting.
2 cinematographers.
Cast.
Oh, post credits. There's a post credit scene.
Shut
Sort
up.
of, yeah.
Look at that. He's walking.
He's walking.
I didn't know there was a post credit scene.
Oh, that means he survived.
Yeah.
Or is this from earlier?
It's actually somebody else.
So it is by a visual effects person, as Colin Berry did all the visual effects and editing and sound mix.
Which were
You're-
all
yeah.
excellent.
You are very good at all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did Colin direct it too?
Yeah, and wrote it.
And wrote it.
Dude, you're a one-man band.
Yeah.
Except there's a bunch of other people on the crew that probably helped. And
No,
I'm sure you
no, it's just him. Stephen Waters, Cameron Smith, it doesn't matter. JP Miles, nope.
I don't know, because I wasn't there, but I feel like that if this screenplay were read at like a public reading with an audience, that it wouldn't quite make sense without all these very strong visuals to hold it together.
Well, that's interesting because it doesn't have any dialogue, so I wonder how any kind of movie with no dialogue would make sense with the table.
Well, you can have a fine reading of a script without dialogue in it. There's many scripts with very little dialogue in it, but the point is I'm wondering if there's a way that you could catch ahead of time before putting this much effort into a film, holes in a story without moving forward.
Yeah.
Because there's some big holes here, and I think they could be caught in the future, perhaps by doing a table read with some trusted people for feedback.
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing. I think the character in here exists a lot in the head, and we've talked about context before, about bringing context onto the screen as opposed to staying in your head. You can bring a film like this via script form or edited form, rough cut, whatever, to other people and ask them, what do you get from it, and just hands off and just see what they get from it, and then use that information to then modify.
Yeah, that is exactly the feeling I get with this film, is that the filmmaker is a lot closer to the material than we are.
Yeah,
and that there is some stuff here that didn't end up on the screen, so
right.
We're not party to all the information you have about this character and what's going on to him.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Colin.
Yeah, thanks for signing us to your film.
Thank
once
you,
again.
Colin, and holy cow, you're good at those special effects.
Yes.
Give us another.
Yeah.
We want another.
Do it again. Woo! Short Film Roundup.
We're off to watch another film sometime.